The Dallas Mavericks look great. I mean, what an unbelievable debut we just saw from both PJ Washington and Daniel Gafford. Both players making an immediate impact on this team as the Mavericks look like a completely different team. They look like an electrifying team. They look like a team that is poised to do big things from here on out. I did a video the other day saying that the Dallas Mavericks look more dangerous than ever. Boy, oh boy, did they prove in this game that this is going to be a dangerous team to look out for. The Dallas Mavericks at home after making the trades absolutely blew out the number 2 seed in the Western Conference. They took it to the OKC Thunder and they did not hold back. They led by as many as 41 points en route to the massive home win, 146-111. The new guys were special. Kyrie and Luka cooked. This Dallas Mavericks team, they are moving along nicely. Oh, and by the way, they were without Exum and Derek Lively II. We're going to talk about everybody. Do me a solid favor. Hit a like on the video and subscribe to the channel for more Mavs and NBA content just like this. The Dallas Mavericks have become even more powerful. And let me just start by saying this. I was a big fan of the trades. I thought they were definitely one of the biggest winners of the trade deadline because they brought in 2 guys who addressed their needs right on the head. And you look at the play of their newcomers. Let's first start with Daniel Gafford. I mean, this dude looks good enough where he can start. All of a sudden, the Mavericks go from not having a center, a true center, a season ago to now all of a sudden they got 2 centers who can start. And we've already seen how dynamite the 2-man game can be as Gafford. He started his Mavericks era on a lob from Luka. And Gafford, he was dominant inside. He had the nice and one finish. He was absolutely a force inside, a beast, just what the Mavericks had hoped for when they made this trade. And Daniel Gafford, you know, he was overlooked because he did play on a Wizards team that wasn't very good, but he comes on over to Dallas and you can already see, guys, perfect fit, and he is just going to continue to thrive as Daniel Gafford finished this game 19 points, 9 rebounds. He was 7 of 11 from the field, couple of vicious dunks. He was 5 of 6 from the free throw line, +9. And he did this all in just 17 minutes. The Mavs now have a 2-headed monster at their center position with Daniel Gafford and Derek Lively II. And Gafford, he just adds so much solid interior presence. So I thought he was really, really good in this one. I mean, he exceeded expectations, already making a huge impact in his first game, putting up these type of numbers. Gafford has already won over a lot of people. And then how about PJ Washington? He's going to get a lot of easy looks. And I mentioned this in my last video when covering the Mavericks. When playing with playmakers like Doncic and Irving, Washington is going to get a lot of clean looks. And look, Washington, he's going to be able to get those shooting averages up. He was 6 of 10 from the field, 1 of 4 from 3, 14 points. He was a +24, 5 rebounds, 1 steal. He's multifaceted. He's a talented wing. He can shoot the basketball, does have a nice form when shooting it, so you know they're going to fall. And then he can also put it on the deck. So PJ Washington gives the Mavericks just another layer here and really just adds to now what is shaping up to being some very significant depth that this Dallas team now has. And both PJ Washington and Daniel Gafford came from off the bench in this one. The Mavs going with the starting lineup of Kleba, Jones Jr., Irving, Doncic, and Green. And then you look at the Dallas Mavericks 2 stars, who of course are going to be the 2 guys that make this engine run. They were phenomenal. I mean, give me more of healthy Luka and healthy Irving playing together as one. These guys were unbelievable. Luka Doncic, I mean, every time I watch Luka play, guys, he does something that I've never seen before. And he had one of the wildest shots I've ever seen. That might have been Luka's best shot to date in that first quarter. 32 points he had, 9 of 14 from the field, 4 of 8 from 3, 10 of 13 from the free throw line, 9 assists, 8 rebounds. Luka Doncic was phenomenal, plus 18 in this game. And then Kyrie Irving showing how lethal he can be as a scorer as well. 25 points, 11 and 19 shooting, had 6 rebounds, 8 assists, gives the Mavs another playmaker. Guys, the Dallas Mavericks, they look legit. I really love this team's depth. You look at how these pieces are fitting in and how guys are coming together. And by the way, I want to give Kleba a shout out here because I know his stat line's going to get overshadowed with a lot of the other stellar play that we saw from Luka, Kyrie, and the newcomers. But he had 12 points, 12 rebounds. But you look at now this Mavericks team from top to bottom. Like I said, they're still missing Exum, Derek Lively II. This is a squad, man. The Dallas Mavericks have a complete team. And if you didn't think the Dallas Mavericks had enough to go for it, I beg to differ. I really like how this team is looking. I know it's one game, but if this is the type of team we're getting from here on out, look out for Dallas. Dangerous, dangerous team. And I think they're going to be able to get into the top 6, which is obviously what they had in mind when making these trades and getting aggressive. The newcomers address exactly what Dallas needed. Big bodies, guys that can contribute in so many different ways. And Dallas, this team is going to be a handful to deal with. And it's not like they just went up against any team. They went up against the OKC Thunder, who have been impressive all season long. So it just tells you how good this Dallas Mavericks team is and how much better they can become. But this is just an enticing squad. And I am looking forward to seeing this team when they are at full strength. And, you know, the pieces that are out come into the mix. Lively, Gafford, man, that is going to be just a fun center duo now to watch for this team. I think Washington's going to continue to be better. And again, that's another example of a player who was overlooked in his time with Charlotte. You're talking about 2 guys that are coming on over to the Mavericks who left bad teams, but they were good players. People forget that, you know, just because they played on a bad team and they didn't put up the type of numbers you expected, these are not the players you think they are. But these are 2 really good players coming on over from bad teams who now join a very good team. And you already see how big their presence is when they have actual stars around them that can make things happen, like Luka and Kyrie. So I'm a big fan of the Mavericks. They look very good. Mavs fans, how do you feel about what we just saw from this Mavericks team? What were some of your takeaways? What impressed you the most from the newcomers? Let me know your thoughts. Drop a like on the video, guys. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. Just wanted to give you guys an impromptu video on the Mavs here. That is it for me. It's Lucas signing off. As always, thank you so much for watching. I will catch you all again in the next video.